Hi, everybody. It's James for the Clean Energy Show. I wanted to talk a bit more about Tesla's full self-driving beta because it's a big deal. The internet has blown up, as it should. The videos have been disappointing in some respects because there's been people who are, I don't know, software engineers. What are you guys? You're not mature about this. You got to be mature. I know I'm an old man with a lawn and kids and stuff like that, and I'm broadcasting from my bedroom because I'm not a software engineer. Well, screw me, okay? But you guys, your videos are very annoying, and you have a responsibility to the world. The whole world is watching. This is a very big development, and we need to see exactly what's going on. We don't need you screaming desire to suck at Elon's teat. I love Elon. Elon is the future, but I'm not going to fanboy him in my videos. I'm sorry. Just be impressed. But let's see what's going on. There's been some new videos today that have been more sedate, and we've seen what's going on. However, there's been some blowback from the internet. Alex Roy, you've seen his tweet. You've all seen his tweet. You've hated on it. He's into self-driving too, automation, but he's probably on the LiDAR side. There's two sides to this. There's LiDAR, and then there's narrow net camera self-learning badass stuff that Tesla's doing. And he tweets that it's 5 to 8 years behind the industry's best. That's bullshit. That is, you lost me right there. There is no way, no one can argue that. I don't know everything about this, but I can tell you, I can bet my left testicle and the right one, which is God knows where. I lost it in 82. I would bet my testicles that this is not 5 to 8 years behind. It's you can argue maybe that it's 1 year behind based on what it's doing because it didn't move over smoothly enough. That means nothing. It means nothing. You lost me there. He's completely not credible. It sounds like Trevor Milton's tweet when they announced the specs on the Tesla Semi. I lost him right there, and look what happened to him. I don't mean to trash Alex Roy. I don't know the guy, and he probably knows more than I do, but I'm telling you, there's no way in hell it's 5 to 8 years behind anything. There's no way. That's an eternity, and it's not true. And the LiDAR world is different than the neural net world. The neural net world that Elon has created is creating data and corrections and learning every day with 1 million cars out there. It's just a totally different world than your LiDAR world. It's not going to be the same. And whatever it does today, and this is what we're all basing it on, what we're all excited about, is we know what it does today, it'll do better tomorrow. And it'll do better literally tomorrow, 24 hours from now. So all these things that it encounters, it's learning. And the fact that it can do it proves that cameras work. Some people, even in the Washington Post, said they won't work at night. Well, bullshit. It's working at night. It's probably going to work in snow. It's going to do everything that a human can do. It's going to take some time, and that time is going to be remarkably small because we are at the point, we are on the ground running, and it's just going to take off because it can learn. Now, he's had some concerns about driver safety. I have those concerns too. I fear for these guys laughing like hyenas as they drive around like that. They should be paying closer attention. I worry that it's going to lure somebody into not paying attention during these early beta tests. And I said yesterday that I worried somebody's going to get hurt. And it's bound to happen. There's bound to be a setback in autonomy, no matter how you look at it. Whoever's doing it, there's bound to be a setback, and we'll see what regulatory restraints come because of that. Hopefully not, and hopefully everyone is safe. But he also brings up an interesting point, which I think that is important, and that is just after yesterday's video, Electric reported that Tesla's upgrading their sensor, their not their LiDAR, but their radar, to something that is twice as powerful. It's called a 40 sensor from Israel startup Abri Robotics, 2 times the range. Anyway, you're improving that. They felt like there was a need for that to improve 2 times the range of the radar. So that's probably going to make a difference. And what I said yesterday is that they're probably going to learn a lot from this and say, well, maybe we should bump up the hardware here and there. So my concern is that if people like my co-host Brian goes and spends $10,000 on full self-driving, and he's stuck with it with that car, he can't transfer it to another car, which we don't have any information on yet, then it's going to be a problem. Because one of the problems is that the sensors, the cameras are not self-cleaning. That needs to change. And I'm sure that it's going to change. I don't know when. It's certainly going to be on robotaxi versions, and so they don't have to clean themselves. But they will shut down in streets where I live where it's slushy, and they put gravel and salt on the streets in the wintertime, and everything, my rear camera clogs up instantly. So they're going to need self-cleaning cameras. It's not a big deal, but they're not on cameras now, and they're not on cars now. I doubt that they can retrofit that. But other than that, very, very bullish on self-driving. It's happening, and it's going to change the world because transportation as a service is going to take over, and that transportation will be electric because no one will be able to compete with the price of an electric transportation as service industry. I'm James Whittingham. Join me for the Clean Energy Show every week. It's a podcast. We're two guys. We love to talk about this stuff. We're not insiders. We're just fans. It's a good conversation wherever you get podcasts.